Namaste, myself Nipa Mehta, welcoming you to TEJAS, an initiative by NSBT. TEJAS, an acronym for the Enterprising Journeys of Aurangabad, Sambhajinagar, is our effort at bringing about the stories that motivate the young. For the younger generation and the budding entrepreneurs, it is the experience of Sambhajinagar itself which will help them go ahead much more in their life. These episodes will provide a path to look up to, a learning attitude and an approach which will take them far ahead in their lives. We welcome you. We have with us Mr. Rohit Dashrathi, the Joint Managing Director of Rucha Engineers Private Limited, and Mrs. Radhika Dashrathi, the Director of Operations and Business Development at Burlyfield Biotech. Welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the warm welcome.
So, as you change sides across the camera, we call this the transition episode. It's very nice to begin here in this office and read these good values where Rucha represents respect, urge, confidence, honesty, and ambition. What values to live up to. Let's begin by learning about your journey. Okay. So Rohit, who is Radhika to you?
Wow. She is my sister.
Okay.
She's much more than everything to me. She's someone who knows me in and out. We got married when I was around 26, she was around 25.
Everyone calls it a ball.
Yeah,
okay.
we get called that a lot even now. But really speaking, I never felt that. I never knew her in the previous 25 years of my life. So I think it's really hard to describe.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I mean, I'm nothing without her.
Okay. You have to also say that she's the heart of Burlyfield who has taken over with so much of,
Yes.
enthusiasm and rigor.
This is the part of personal life, but even professionally, she has been a great support. So as far as our Rucha Group is concerned, we have 3 divisions: automotive, robotics, and food. The food division was started by my mother, and she has really taken it ahead in very nice way. It's a great combination of what a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law can do. Really speaking, she's the heart of Burlyfield.
Okay.
Mother is the brain of Burlyfield, and she is the heart of it.
Wonderful.
So that's a deadly combination.
A positively deadly combination, I would say. Right? And so then, Radhika, who is Rohit to you?
Okay. I might put it in just one word. He's a perfectionist.
Okay.
So, in personal life or in a professional life, उसको 19-20 कुछ नहीं चलता. He is 21 or 20. So, like I remember when we used to be in the US and there were assignments to be submitted. He used to submit the assignment शिद्दत से पूरी करता था कि that needs to be a work which he is satisfied. So he is the one who looks after कि like Rucha Engineering is a big group now. But he always looks to the positive sides of things, looking at things in this sense that the business needs to expand. We need to grow definitely, but the institution needs to be strong at the core. He always looks up to the systems कैसे और अच्छे कर सकते. He looks up to how he can invent new solutions to upgrade the systems, help other people to reduce their job, not only in robotic aspects, not only in by inventing drones or AGVs and everything, but as parallelly systems as well. So system needs to be Rucha Engineers from the past, I think 10 to 12 years, we have changed a lot, and I think he plays a major role in that. My father-in-law anchored the system, but he is the one who is taking the system at an exponential level very fast.
Excellent. It's so nice to be seeing such good tuning that I'm sure this is what is going to lead you much, much ahead in your paths and in your goals, with so much of confidence in each other and the warmth of what you believe about each other. So kudos to both of you.
Thank you.
Let's continue by, what was your journey in the academic grooming part? So Rohit, if you would like to continue.
Yes, I pursued my post graduations from US, and there were two occasions wherein I could pursue deeper studies in robotics with every graduation, every post graduation. Really speaking, there is a very, very interesting anecdote about the last one.
Okay.
I have been away from home for a lot of time. Studied engineering in Pune, then went to USA. So it was almost 8 to 10 years. I don't exactly remember. More than that, probably. Since I have been out of home, and I have always been very, very close to family, very close to this city. I even while being in Pune, I always made sure that every Saturday, Sunday, I would come and play with the friends here. So it's that kind of attachment I always had. When I had finished my first post graduation, I had come back with absolutely no plan. Because one thing was clear, that I never wanted to work abroad. While there were certain deliberations or confusions in what needs to be done in life, however, one thing was clear: whatever has to be done will be done here in our home country. Absolutely no plan in mind. I came back here, and while I was away from home for around 10 years, I wanted to be here. In that particular time, we were also seeing each other. We were planning to get married. My grandmother was suffering from cancer, which I was not told about. And I only realized, or I was only told after coming here, because she was hospitalized. So there was that kind of condition wherein some elements were there leading to homesickness, not again wanting to stay away from family. And the only plan, or the only thing that I had done while coming back, was to apply for my second post graduation, because I should have some answer coming back here to mom, dad, or to anyone who is asking what is your plan, what is the next plan. So I always used to say, "Theek hai, maine apply kiya, I will be studying again." So I got that admit. I had never really imagined that I would get it. Then there was twist. Again, twist in our story, because it was just running quite mundane that time. Everything was good, perfectly in place. So we had a twist. I got the admit, everybody was very happy. My dad, mom, everybody in family was very, very happy. Inside, I did not want to go. I kept saying, "ठीक है, देखेंगे बाद में, देखेंगे क्या करना है, क्या करना है." Then came the time to confirm the admission. Of course, you cannot really not confirm the admission, because I was in that position. कि ठीक है, अभी नहीं बोलना है दिल में, but पता नहीं. So I said yes. And then every day, as the day passed by, that thing was growing inside me कि नहीं जाना है, अभी बहुत रह लिया घर के बाहर, यहाँ करके जो करना है. On the last day where गाड़ी गेट में थी, फ्लाइट एयरपोर्ट पे थी, निकलने वाली थी, and on that particular instant I said that I do not want to go now.
Yes.
That's a big decision.
It happened.
That was a surprising one for all of us as well.
She was also there packing my bags. My mom was packing my bags. My grandmom was just giving me ashirwad and stuff. And I told to dad कि यार मुझे जाने का मन नहीं हो रहा है. And while he was consistently encouraging me for go in all these days, at that last instant he said कि ठीक है, इसको नहीं जाने का मन है, तू मत जा. I mean, I don't know how he also made his heart that big to say that thing, because it's a heavy thing. I wouldn't have done that for my kid. So it was great. And when he said that, I instantly became happy. I said कि चलो नहीं जाते हैं.
Last minute.
Last minute. Absolutely. मतलब 1 घंटे में फ्लाइट थी और मैं घर से निकलने वाला था. और मैंने जैसा कहा नहीं जाते हैं, तो मेरी दादी खुश हो गई, because she was ailing at that time. She of course wanted me to stay. My mom got happy. She started crying, and everybody. My dog came running. मेरे दिमाग में स्वदेश का म्यूजिक बजने लगा.
Okay.
So all those filmy things started happening. And she was also there packing my bags, she also became happy and later perplexed at the next moment. क्योंकि मैंने उसको push किया था that you should go to pursue your post graduation in UK where she had gotten admitted in Manchester University.
Okay.
So in all that happy frenzy, we went for a very shitty movie. Then in between that movie, I realized कि यार कुछ गड़बड़ है. And 2 minutes बाद I realized ये मैंने क्या कर दिया. I blew up that chance because it was almost once in a lifetime kind of chance. And then it really speaking, एक thought के साथ I started getting panic because then she had her plans. Now her plan was jeopardized because of the decision that I had taken. It was a crazy situation. Ultimately, we overcame that, but that was the funny story behind all this advent, because that was the time when, after a month or so, she was about to go, and this is a longish answer to what she means to me. That was the time when she was about to go, and because of me, then herself, she also started having her mind whether I should go or not. My family, her family supported her to go. They were also, of course, thinking कि अभी इसको जाने देना या नहीं, because they are soon going to get married and everything. And I was behaving crazy. I was behaving really crazily. Probably जिसको depression बोलते हैं ऐसा कुछ वो होता होगा, तो मुझे पता नहीं क्या है. But if there was a depression phase in my life, it was that. In that phase, I was also again fighting with her all the time. She used to keep mom always understanding my condition, and it was so bad that ultimately on the last day when she was leaving, because उसने भी almost cancel किया था, but our families pushed her कि नहीं तू जा, otherwise it will stay on his mind. Right now it will feel okay, but after that it will be really bad for him also. She went and she was flying, and till the time she was flying, I was just fighting with her on phone. She could really not enjoy her post-graduation as such. Within 2 or 3 months, things settled.
And did you go to the university because you have your degree in robotics? Is it from the same university?
It's from the same university.
And how did that happen? They giving you admission twice?
They did. They did. In that particular time, I was seeking some kind of help. My dad said कि you should meet Harsh, and I think he will be able to pull you out of this. I met him in this very room.
Okay.
It was the first time in this very room where we had an interaction, and I instantly felt a connect. We were having meetups, we were having sessions, and one day he made me realize कि boss अगर तुझे इससे उठना है, see, no matter what, we are trying to do everything, but still there is one thing that is pinching you, and that is that you blew that up. So the only way to jump out of this is to score that admit again.
Excellent. I mean, I see this as a very good spark given by a coach or a mentor, right? And as you said, he took you as his own boy.
Yeah.
Maybe you would not have heard your father, but that's what happens when you get the right guru to guide you through. Okay.
Sometimes it happens that we are very close to the family, but still things which we share with the family or family is able to make us understand, it doesn't reach us. So there, I think the guru plays the most important role.
Okay.
And the greatest of the two things that my dad also did was, first, of course, just telling me कि तू मत जा at that particular time. That really takes a lot of courage. Second thing was कि boss, this is the situation, and I know that I'm not able to help you because of the emotional connect, relation that we have of a father and son. So you go to this guy. It also takes a big heart. So, and those two things really help. And once Harsh made me realize that, I started preparing for the same. Already a lot of time had gone into all these proceedings. Almost 6 months were gone, and I only was remaining with 2 months to do that admit and write SOP and stuff. Somehow, on a rapid note, I concluded that. Harsh also said one more thing. He was, this time you have to double your effort. You have to really show that this means a lot to you. And it was the case. As I had said on the last day, my university also, of course, rightfully, they were also confused when my second application was received. and apparently they had kept it on wait list, rather they had discarded it. But with Harsh and my dad's saying, they said that you go and meet them. So I went to US. I met the course coordinator. I explained the situation to her, and then they said, yeah, actually we received your application another time and we had kept it aside. But now that you are explaining this whole situation, that there was some trauma, some difficulties in family, in your personal life, etc., etc. Let us have a look at it once again. That lady was also kind enough to do that. And very surprisingly, within 2 months, I again received an admit. Probably I'm the first one to do something like that in the history of that university.
Oh, great.
And we just kept no hopes that they will again give him the admit or anything like that. That I remember the night where we just spoke about काही येणार नाही जाऊ दे वगैरे वगैरे, and in the next 15 minutes
Yeah.
we had the admit and आता काय आता लावाच लागेल म्हणलं.
This is interesting as well as a great learning, I think. One is the large-heartedness of a father.
Yes, definitely.
It allowed you to mend yourself when you were breaking, right? The strength of a relationship that you were building. And also, I think your own, what do you say, courage to do what also the family wanted. You wanted somewhere down the heart, a coach and a mentor prompting you to do so. And more than that, the communication that you set as a link with the university there by going, explaining, talking. I think that takes you a long way into the life. So these are great lessons. Right.
One very, very key lesson that I got through this is, before this episode, I was never a very good decision maker. I couldn't decide at all. I couldn't decide what has to be done next. I couldn't decide if at all there are 2 items on menu, which one should I pick. I couldn't decide whether I should drink water or juice or Coke or Fanta or etc. etc. And this whole episode really made me realize that this is how decisions have to be made. And you decide on time. Right or wrong, time will decide.
Yeah, very, very true, very true. So that decision making capacity bhi aapki build up hui after going through a traumatic phase.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good. And so you have your degree in robotics now, a second master's again from the US. Great, that's a good learning. And what about you, Radhika? Your academic journey?
So I did my bachelor's and master's in biotechnology from University of Pune. And then after that, actually, biotechnology is completely a very practical oriented field. The more practical skills you develop, the more experiments you do, you are well versed with all the knowledge which is there in biotech. But I always found that there was a very big gap between an experiment going to the end, making up a product, but then there was a gap of getting it into the market. At that time, and there were no courses as such in Aurangabad which focused on this kind of learning. So I started searching for courses. He was already doing his masters. And then he was also pushing me to look for such courses if you want to learn something like this. And if there is nothing around you, then look for something. Because I like research, but I didn't want to do a PhD at that point of time. So I always thought of learning something which will help me to get products into the market or something like that, which aligned with my thought process. So there were 2 to 3 universities which provided this kind of courses, and one of the best courses was there at the University of Manchester. So I applied for this, I got into all those rounds and everything, and only 9 of the students from the whole world were selected, and I was one of them, and one from Delhi.
Okay.
So we went there, and it was a beautiful course. I loved the course. And post that, we got married, and then life happened. That's a simple story from my side.
Right. No, I mean, the main takeaway from this is that yes, life is a flow.
Yeah.
And you need to go with the flow. But it has to be also directional.
Yeah.
Right? So the roles are in your hand and you need to know where you need to take your life into. And yes, that you can get out of tune sometimes, but rather than getting disheartened with that, it's necessary how you come out and rise up from that.
Absolutely.
That's something very important that I take as a learner, take away from this. And but what surprises me still in spite of you saying. What brought you back to India, where there are people who are India, I would say, and then you say a small place like Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, then known as Aurangabad, and people are wanting to rush to the foreign land. Yes, you were a boy and you a girl with a silver spoon in your mouth, and yet nothing attracted you there.
Actually speaking, no. Yes, I mean we were definitely fascinated with things. We could definitely feel that yes, this should be in our country. Why is this not in our premises? And perhaps, ma'am, that was the thought which brought us back.
That you will create such things here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If we are able to become a smallest of the part to try and make one little change, which is not there, then I think our lives will be fulfilled. This is what this thought was always there. Because जहाँ पे सभी है वहाँ पे करने में क्या मजा है, जहाँ पे कुछ नहीं है वहाँ पे वो बनाने में मजा है.
Okay.
We very firmly believe that let us say एक गांव है वहाँ पे नलका लगा है. That is no less of a work than doing any kind of great R&D into AI. Because उस नलके की कीमत उस गांव में वो उस AI से कहीं ज्यादा है. So there will always be discrepancies region wise, as in what is available here, what is not available here. But making that change is, of course, I mean that's what counts. And I think it's a perfect place. I mean Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar is the perfect place. It has all the resources.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, utilization of those resources could be an issue, but that's the fun. I mean, अगर resources वहाँ पे है, तो how to really make the best use of it? Somebody needs to pay attention to that.
The thing is, now in my case, when I was studying robotics in Carnegie Mellon, first time in my life I saw a drone. तब तक मैंने ड्रोन देखा नहीं था. It was I believe 2014-2015, and सुना था, पढ़ा था, but I had never in real life seen a drone. So that was a trigger point कि यार this is interesting and why we don't have it here back home. Now almost 10 years forward we are making drones, and as a country India is really promoting drones in various domains, may it be defense, may it be agriculture, anything and everything. As far as agriculture goes, so all the farmers today in the remotest of the areas know about it. They are after really purchasing a drone, try and implement that, because they are facing the problem of low efficiency, labor issues, etc., etc. But if at all one small change in this region, which I had seen back there, if I am able to try and bring that here, and if hundreds and thousands of people like this really do the same thing, nothing can get better than that.
So beyond the freedom movement, it became a Swadesi movement for you. Welcome back. And you had a legacy to carry forward or build upon and move ahead. And what did the friends say? Didn't they say, I mean, why back to India?
No, actually, to be very true in that sense, when we decided to come back to India, we never had a thought. We always thought that काहीतरी करायचंच आहे, तर कोणाकडे तरी नोकरी करायच्या ऐवजी घरी एवढं सगळं आहे तर ते बघावं. Why not? It is a very simple thought. Even when we came back, our friends had also started coming back till then.
Okay.
We have many friends who actually left US and came down to India before us. They also took up degrees there. They did very good jobs there. They earned well. They had a very settled life there. But again, family is important. They came back. And it was not out of pressure or anything, but it was just mere understanding, mere love for the family that they came back. We have so many friends that they came down from US to India. To be very frank, to Aurangabad. They started their businesses in Aurangabad, are doing extremely well in their lives. They have settled down well. So I don't think that going there, settling down there, doing something great there is like a world changer. No. It is just how you see it.
It's a matter of choice.
Yeah, it's a matter of choice. How you see it. Where do you want to be happy? Where can you have peace of mind? So that changes everything for you.
Great. That's a very different perspective. And even when, as I said, you had a legacy to take forward, was the family welcoming from the perspective that we sent you for such higher education and yet you're back here without any experience there, as I assume? or I mean, how was their reaction?
They weren't fussy.
Okay.
They weren't fussy that you should go there, be there, have 2-3 years of experience. They were happy. There wasn't really any such kind that make the most of it of your time in US, stay there for long, etc., etc. They were happy that we are coming here, we will be starting something here, and what best could happen if at all we join the existing business or start something new.
In my sense, my mother-in-law was so supportive, rather both of them. The day we came back, after some days only, they asked me that, what do you want to do? Do you want to get a job somewhere? Do you want to join the business? Or do you don't want to do anything? It is up to you. We are fine with anything and everything which you say. But then we also had the thought that करना ही है कुछ चालू ही करना है, then why not step into the business which we need to take ahead. So that is how he was. I think the day he was born, he was meant to go into the business. But they also supported me in that sense that please come in and we'll support you like anything.
Great. So that's a very good personal support system that you have.
And it's very necessary.
And a professional path to tread. So with all of this foreign education and training and going through so many different phases of life, both of you, what changes have you brought about in your professional sphere? Something which is noticeable by the academic grooming that you got overseas.
There are two aspects to this, ma'am. First is academic grooming, of course, and second one is mostly business would always be about people, about managing people, being with people. So management is a big part. Now, both of us never really learned management in a formal way. She probably had one courses or two regarding the same, but not in general as such. Talking about technical part first. I learned robotics, all that AI, ML, and everything was happening at that time in 2014-15 around me, which now is happening here, almost 10 years ahead. There was a lot of technology that was being learned. But amidst of all AI, ML, deep learning, etc., there was one small course which I had taken and which I really loved, which was called HCI, Human Computer Interaction for Technology Executives.
Okay.
And it was all about non-technical or non-programming guys, how they can really design a user interface. Today, we see 1 year, 2-year-old kids just playing with cell phones, unlocking our passwords like it's just a small game. And that is the idea. If at all you can make something really hardcore technical, as much simple as it can get.
And you did that in your factory?
For a large chunk.
Okay.
So, I think...
so, pardon my disturbing you in between, but was it the first thing that you took up in hand, or was there some role expectation that was created for you by your father who was leading the business that time?
That wasn't the first thing, of course, which was taken by me. Expectations will always be there. I mean, the one common expectation was that yes, you have to look at all of this. So there wasn't any particular role as such. It was just what I could choose because it's very confusing for a second generation guy where to really jump. There is HR, there is operations, there is finance, etc., and everything is never ending. But one thing my father did was, okay, from tomorrow onwards you will be doing all the payments.
Oh, you got a lot of power then.
The complete power, because what more can be beyond this? An organization which has around 1,000 crore, 1,200 crore at that time turnover, where every month there are transactions happening in the range of 100 to 150 crores, out of which 70-80% is the cost that you are paying to somebody else. Handing over those transactions just like that was again a great thing because that instilled confidence in me. First thing I immediately realized is that okay, my father is confident about me now. I don't care about what anybody else says. That is a big booster for any second generation guy. That was the first thing that started happening, and then that gave me a lot of insight because suddenly I was looking into payments. I was realizing input ratios and what are the commodities of payment, bought out, raw materials, spare services, etc., etc. I think that is the first starting point which should happen. Even if tomorrow I have to hand over that business to my kid, I would do the same thing is what I think right now.
Right. And then you took up the systems stream to strengthen the business.
Absolutely. Because this payment thing gave rise to systems. On first day, I was not at all realizing why I have to pay this much and where exactly I have to pay
Exactly.
this much. For what reason?
अपना पैसा किसी को क्यों दे दे?
क्यों दे देगा? क्या
कहाँ जा
reason?
रहा है?
हाँ. और and then that instilled the need to really realize कि ये पैसा क्यों देना है, उसका reason क्या है? Because that was not coming in black and white on paper. Though it was coming on paper or emails, you cannot really comprehend all that at once. Then that really created a need for establishing good systems which will tell me that okay, this payment is related to this item, and why we are paying for this item right now is because the PO term is something like that, and all those stuff. And there is where that HCI for technology executive course founded, because then it helped me just draw out a good UI, how I will be seeing these payments coming to me, and how I can make it simple to comprehend, not just for me, but for anybody who is checking it before me. We developed a payment tracking system.
Okay.
That was the first thing that happened. And the magic of that payment tracking system was that earlier we were paying once in a month. That cycle used to run once in a month. And it becomes impossible to comprehend all those payments once in a month. So the lead time for payment, anyways, when there was credit of 30 days, which we were offering, somebody was offering to us, in practical we were paying in 60 days because that 1 month was getting additional. So with these kind of systems, data started coming on screen. Everybody who was involved in those checks started seeing that data very comprehensively. The decision making got very quicker.
Okay. And then what more systems I think you have some about 50, 70 different systems that you started to integrate?
Absolutely.
Okay. To speed up the processes?
Yes. One thing that we are highly proud of is that even though we are into core manufacturing industry, we have our own IT team, which keeps developing these digital systems on a regular basis.
Okay.
And IoT is always a buzzword that is heard all the time. It was 2.5 years which took us to implement IoT, but that also with the help of an external tool, we implemented mostly in-house as far as the comprehension of reports are concerned. We developed our teams in 4 categories: networking infrastructure, which is always there. Without that, IT cannot function, or organization cannot function. ERP system. So we always used to have ERP consultants. Right now also we have them, but we also have an in-house strength which can talk to these guys, which can get things done, which can also get some things done without needing any external consultant. Third thing is this overall approval hierarchy flow, for which we developed all these 50-70 systems that you talked about. We have our own IT deployment team for the same, through which we have developed a lot of apps related to tracking the overall budget of year, tracking capital budget, tracking these payment systems. And there are some magical things which are done, wherein if at all a purchase order is created into our ERP system, that purchase or a payment note related to that purchase order according to slabs, जैसे होता है 25% advance, 25% after T0, etc. etc. So all those payment notes are automatically created in our system. There is an integration which is completely done in-house. Apart from that, there are various other systems like safety. Our safety officers can log each and every incident that happens in all our facilities. We have 11 facilities in India. So if at all some CCTV has gone bad, if at all there is an accident on floor, immediately that is logged and it directly comes to the topmost management without again needing anybody's intervention. So there are a lot of stuff like this. We also have digitalized our performance management system, in which there are set KRAs. Now the beauty of these systems is that it simplifies things to core. We used to have 140 KRAs, and practically there were people who had kept one guy within their department to fill up KRA for everybody.
Right.
That's a very funny anecdote. But carefully then we drafted and revised those KRAs. We brought them down from 140 to only 5 KRAs. that we put in our system, and then management of performance started becoming. Last layer is the business analytics part.
Okay.
So before AI, BI has to be there, and this is our attempt to reach towards AI by having BI. We have business intelligent dashboard development team in house.
Okay.
Through which we have developed around 10, 12 dashboards, which gives a synopsis of all these tools which we talked about. Again, decision making becomes very, very easy. For budgeting anything, for procuring a capital item like a press machine, it used to take us around 9 months. And now that time has drastically brought down to not more than 10 days from everything to everything.
So 9 months to 9 days is something which you have come to.
Yes.
And that's huge. Now let's give madam a chance. Now, Burlyfields.
So what did I get to Burlyfields? Okay, so Burlyfield was already set up by my mother-in-law here. So we had a lab which was working there. We had a USP of making 100% pure products then as well as now. We believe in that. We are going to make products in that thought process as well. But the problem with this is that if there are no preservatives added to it, the shelf life of the product goes down. So we need to make more testings. There need to be a lot more testings which need to happen. So that is what actually when I came to Burlyfield that changed. We set up a lab. We started testing all the microbes in our lab. So according to FSSAI and the government amendments as well, we need to have 6 kind of microorganisms we need to test in the food, in water, and also need to have some physiochemical analysis at the of the food product which needs to go out. So we started everything in-house.
Okay.
So we made a full-fledged in-house testing lab, and we used to do random sampling of all the products which we used to come out. We had all the ratios, all the references in hand, and we used to tick off only after that batch used to go out. Because they were very surprised for a company like Burlyfield, who say that we are 100% pure, they are doing something in-house, proving it by government laws and regulation. We need to test it outside as well, but we have the same values which we get it from the government labs as well.
I think that's a great achievement, to have testing and to have data.
So
And
that
especially
helps you
when
believe more in your products actually.
exactly for yourself to believe, and so that the market that you will capture with
Yeah.
that belief. And so, did you add more products after you came?
Yeah, we did. We added more technology
Okay.
as well as more products. So
Okay.
we used to work on trade dryers initially. We have a new machine in place with a new technology of freeze dryer. So ideally, we are into drying everything. So we have varan bhat, we have khichdi, we have tomato onion gravy, we have palak gravy. Basically, as we both have studied outside, and it was difficult for us to adjust to that surrounding in the first 15 days, it was my mother-in-law and my idea that we need to make something for the students and for the mothers actually.
Yes.
Because the mothers are the ones who are suffering when the kids go out. They send such heavy saman there कि बच्चा ये खा लो वो खा लो वो खा लो. So we have now introduced a big range of products which is preservative free and which are homemade or home cooked items. So we have palak gravy, we have tomato gravy, we have kala rasa, we have varan bhat, we have masala bhendi, we have shrikhand, we have gajar halwa, everything so that the kids can take and they just need to add water to it.
Oh, wow.
Nothing else.
So that's carrying
That is
home
how-
wherever you go.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's
Okay, yeah.
what we call the
But
definitely.
campaign.
If I may just add to this, she did the opposite
Okay.
of what you asked. Instead of adding the products, she actually
We
deleted certain products,
Okay.
which was necessary because we had 56 or 67 products at that
Okay.
time. And somewhere that focus was getting lost in what
Lost.
we realized organizationally. And she brought it down to 26,
27 products. And
But
now
more focused.
Yeah,
More focused.
The
Something
main
with a
idea
vision.
behind it was
Right.
just to focus more on the products, hit it on the right target,
Exactly.
and now we have started adding more
Adding.
products to the range, so that we go with the trend, we go with the demand of the market, and then move on.
Great. So this is becoming interesting. So while coming up the lift, I read some messages in the lift which said there is there's no lift to success. You have to climb one step at a time, and I think this is what is flowing out from your stories. So thank you for sharing them. But I would also like to know what more you have in store for the future, looking at all the grooming, the training, the value system that you have from the home, what you brought in from in foreign education, to now expanding into your businesses. So, any one of you, are you planning some more changes within the Burlyfield business styles?
Burlyfield is basically a vertical of Rucha Engineers. So I want Yantra and Burlyfield be a consecutive part of Rucha Engineers as a whole. We have plans for Burlyfield that we need to go global,
Okay.
but with our Indian cuisine and stick to our USP of being 100% natural. That's it.
And then what care do you take as far as, the labeling and the ingredient information? And
we are
all
always
the-
up to date with all the FSSAI amendments which are happening.
Okay.
We have inspections coming in, we have lab setups coming in. That helps us to maintain the hygiene, that helps us to maintain the SOPs of all the products which are produced in the company.
And maybe any focus on packaging which may make it more attractive and informative?
Packaging is one thing actually which has turned around in the last few years actually, because initially when I joined Burlyfield, the priority was for taste first. People used to taste the product and then pick up. Nowadays the priority has become the labels. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, अभी वो ऐसा हो गया है. So if your packaging is very attractive, you're aesthetically very pleasing to the eyes and everything, so people will pick it up. It is very interesting actually. Burlyfield, it is one of the few companies who has its logo in red.
Okay.
Maximum of the food companies have their logos in blue.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue, shades of blue or something. But Burlyfield is a company who has a logo in red. So, and also we have a small bird on the logo. People many a times ask us, why is there a bird on your logo? There is a bird on the logo because we placed it there with the thought that bird are the choicest pickers.
Okay.
They only pick the sweet fruits from the whole world. So we are that. We only pick the best out of the best.
Okay.
For the customers outside.
Great, great. That's thinking about the customer from the core of your heart.
Yeah.
And anything that you would like to say on this, Rohit?
Yes, of course. I think, and I firmly believe that everything is about how we manifest.
That is true.
We were Rucha Engineers, it was an automotive company. My father always used to say that we should diversify into different verticals. I mean, that's a general thought in any business. But everybody in the family contributed. My mom started this vertical in food out of her own liking towards that. She's a Sanskrit PhD, but she used to love doing kheti and everything. And she was always all for natural ingredients and stuff. That gave rise to this Burlyfield. Secondly, I always liked robotics. Somewhere again, me and my father used to have discussion that okay, we are producing auto components, which is good, but we should have our own product. So with that intent, it got ingressed somewhere in my mind, and we started developing robotic products under this Rucha Yantra brand, which is a subsidiary of Rucha Engineers. Today we are making drones. So the overall mix of things looks good. Now is the time to scale all these things.
Exactly.
There are certain targets which we have already which we have kept and we keep talking about. So as far as this Rucha Engineers entity go, automation is the way forward. Because now in locally also we are going to get huge demand as huge customers in the likes of these Toyotas and Ethers in this Bitkin park. So for that, automation will always be necessary because of the rising demands in quality and production volume. That is one thing. Digitalization is something that we are already doing, but now
taking it to more and more accuracy levels and embedding artificial intelligence to make those decisions by themselves, by the system itself is another thing. These are some intangible things that I am talking about. About tangible things, we currently have our export somewhere around 8%. We want to take it to 30%.
Okay.
And the way towards that seems like Western market is of course there, but Southeast Asia is again a big rising market, and many companies are coming up from there. So there are several European as well as the Southeast Asian customers in automotive domain that we are working with. Taking it to 30% is one thing. Raising this drone vertical and adding up new products is another thing. We currently have agricultural spraying drone in our basket. We also have surveillance drone, for which we are also trying to cooperate with Indian defense systems. Apart from that, there are logistics drones which we have developed already, which can carry 40 kg payload.
Oh, very good.
On top of that, which is again a very ambitious project that we have, is developing drone taxis.
Okay.
Very recently, just a week ago, we did our first test flight.
Excellent. Wow.
Which can weigh 80 kg, which can take 80 kg payload. So very soon, we all will be having a flying podcast.
Oh, lovely. That's lovely, and we all need to become very weight conscious to fit into those taxis and fly around the city. So I think the transition episode, I think, has come out with so many important learnings. One is, I feel, family being very important in your journey of life, and the value that you have for the family, the mutual respect that you have for everyone around you as well, and that begins when you have it for your own self and for people in your vicinity. So this is one thing. Yes, learning from wherever possible, but coming back to the roots.
Yes.
I think these are some of the major learnings, and then looking forward to a good future for your own city, for your own kids as well. And that's what matters when we talk of TEJAS, the Enterprising Journeys of Aurangabad, Sambhajinagar. Thank you.